Our today's discussion or conversation surrounds the tragic loss of Beatrice Elachi's son and the debate on modern parenting in Kenya. Beatrice Elachi, a prominent Kenyan legislator, is making headlines following the death of her son, Elvis, who tragically passed away in a hospital while undergoing treatment after a fatal accident. Elvis had been driving so as to save a friend when the accident occurred, a heroic act that would ultimately lead to his untimely demise. In the wake of her loss, Beatrice Elachi made a poignant plea urging parents to pray for our Generation Z children. Let's listen in to what she had to say and so make sense out of this conversation.
So we have a generation that believes they can sort out their own problems. So they wake up at any hour when one is in a challenge, and they will not even tell you. They will go, they will deal with the problem. They will only tell you if indeed they were unable to do it and there is a crisis.
For even as he loves the arrow that he flies, so he also loves the bow that is stable. You have done your part. You did your part as parents. The rest we leave to God.
She warned that modern youths are drifting away from guidance, turning to their peers for support instead of their parents. Her words: they don't listen to their parents. Instead, they always seek help only from their peers and will only turn to their parents when everything is totally damaged, has resonated deeply with many Kenyans. This emotional statement has ignited a wide-ranging debate on the state of modern parenting in Kenya and even beyond. But what does this reflect about the current state of family dynamics? And how does it highlight the deeper challenges facing the next generation, ladies and gentlemen? Beatrice Elachi's comment touched on several key issues facing families today. First, there is a growing concern about the lack of parental guidance in a world dominated by technology. More and more parents are leaving the task of educating their children to technology, gadgets, and online platforms, which may not always be the most reliable and responsible or constructive sources of knowledge. Children, often unsupervised and overwhelmed with information, can find themselves led astray, especially when they are in search of solutions to life's complex problems. Secondly, there is the issue of the fast-paced life many families are living today. Parents are often so focused on earning a living and achieving success that they fail to spend enough time with their children, neglecting the important role of emotional and even moral guidance. Children end up turning to their peers, who may seem more relatable and understanding, instead of seeking advice from their parents, who are perceived as too distant or even out of touch. Lastly, Beatrice Elachi's comment hints at the shift of family structure, where many households are led by single parents. This is especially true in Kenya, where the social and even economic challenges have left many parents struggling to balance work and parenting responsibilities. Single parents, and in this perspective, single mothers, because they constitute the most single parents, often overwhelmed, may find it difficult to maintain the traditional authority and influence over their children, leading to a lack of discipline and even guidance. However, Elachi's comments have not been without their critics. Her plea for prayers has sparked heated debates, particularly in the wake of her previous remarks about the youth of Kenya. Earlier, she had been accused of attacking the young people during a time of national unrest, when protests erupted over the increasing unbearable living conditions in Kenya. She said, these young people should not be protesting. They are simply misguided and have no idea what they are doing. Many felt that her earlier remarks undermined the struggles of the youth and dismissed their valid concerns. Therefore, when Elachi now pleads for prayers for the next generation, some see it as a contradiction or even hypocrisy. Why? They ask, is she only focusing on prayers when she has been so critical of the youth in the past. The question remains, is prayer enough to address the problems of today's youth? Or is there more to parenting than simply offering spiritual support? Many believe that parenting requires much more than just involving divine help. Effective parenting in the modern world demands time. It demands attention. It requires understanding and even an active involvement in a child's life. Parents need to be present, not only physically, but emotionally, offering guidance, discipline, and even love, while also understanding the pressures and challenges their children face in a constant evolving world. While prayer can provide comfort and even strength, it cannot replace the role of parents in shaping their children's lives. Prayer can be part of a broader approach that includes open communication, healthy boundaries, and a commitment to nurturing a child's growth and even development. In the midst of this debate, one has to consider whether Kenyans are overreacting to Elachi's remarks or whether their reactions are justified in this case. On one hand, the frustrations expressed by Kenyans can be seen as a reflection of the growing gap between parents and their children in an age of rapid technological and even societal change. On the other hand, the criticism of Elachi could also stem from her previous dismissive stance towards the youth's protests, which has left many feeling alienated from her and less receptive of her recent calls for prayers. The reactions seem to be a combination of a genuine concern about parenting and frustrations with what is perceived as lack of empathy from public figures who has not always supported the struggle of the youth. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, untimely Beatrice Elachi's statement has triggered an important conversation about modern parenting, the challenges facing today's youths, and the role of prayer and faith in addressing these issues. While her plea for prayers is heartfelt, it raises questions about the need for parents to engage more actively in their children's lives and for society to consider the broader social and economic pressures that contribute to the disconnect between parents and their children. What do you think? Is prayer enough, or should we be focusing more on action and involvement in our children's lives? Do you believe Kenyans are overreacting, or is their frustrations with the situation valid? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. This has been your host, Shadrach Akai. Remember to subscribe, like, and even share this video to as many parents, to as many youths as you possibly can. See you in our next video.